What's good, y'all? Rich Sosa in the building, and today, man, I'm coming at y'all with another very special banger, man. So today, before we get into anything, I just want to say thank God for giving me this opportunity to be able to bring this to y'all, but as well as having me in your day as well as you in mine. So I just want to say again, shout out to the Rich Gang family, man. Today, I'm going to be bringing y'all the first ever two-way pass first guard, and I'm telling you, this is probably going to be the best shooting guard that you're going to be seeing all year when it comes down to next gen. It's going to have everything you want from the finishing, shooting, playmaking, and on top of all that, with that two-way name, the defense, y'all. So again, I just want to say thank y'all to everybody who decided to stop by. But man, y'all already know what y'all need to do. Be sure to hit that sub button if you're new. Anybody looking to join the Rich Gang family RGF, go ahead and turn on post notifications, but also go ahead and hit that like button. Let's go ahead and get 50 likes on this video. I know that we can do it, and do not forget to share it with your family and friends, y'all. Now, when it comes down to this build, of course, if you were paying attention, we're going to go ahead and put this under the shooting guard position. Now, when it comes down to the height, weight, and wingspan, some of these are going to be optional, but in my opinion, I really believe 6'8" is going to be the perfect height that you want to go with. Then when it comes down to the weight, go with 210, and the wingspan is going to be 7'6". Body shape, you can go with anything based on your own preference, but I feel like Burley or Built are going to be two very good ones to get. Now, when it comes down to the rest of this build, be sure that y'all are following along, because with this kind of build, it's really going to be very specific when it comes down to what stats you put on, because anything that you go into it may change the name. Again, I'm just letting y'all know right now, just so that way you don't get confused. So when it comes down to the finishing side of things, all of this is really going to be very nice when it comes down to this build. So first, what we're going to go ahead and do is take a look at the standing dunk right here. Necessarily, you do not need to put this up. You could put it into the post control if you want to go that route, but I like the standing dunk up over that for this specific build. So I'm going to go ahead and put it to an 85, max out that driving dunk, or you can go ahead and put it to a 91 or even somewhere around the 86 range, y'all. Both of these are going to be very fine, but I'm trying to do this in order to spread the wealth on the build. Now, when it comes down to that driving layup, put that to a 70, and our close shot is going to be a 53. Of course, we're going to go ahead and touch the mid-range, so might as well just go ahead and put that close shot up right now. However, if you want to go higher on any of these stats, feel free to do so, but like I said, you are honestly risking changing up the build name, and that's not what I'm trying to go for. So when it comes down to the mid-range shot, put this to a 75, and the three-pointer is going to be a 78. Free throw, this is highly optional, but I want to be able to take this build in any game mode, so I'm going to go with an 82 free throw right there. Now, when it comes down to the two bad sets of finishing and shooting, 18 and 20 is very solid in my opinion. Now, when it comes down to the pass accuracy, put that to an 85. Ball handle is going to be a 76, and our speed with ball is going to go up somewhere around a 64, y'all. Now, honestly, I'm going to go ahead and say that that is very solid when it comes down to the playmaking side of things. 19 badges, and of course, you can always make your own adjustments, but we already have 3 of our main categories put out, and we still have a 75 overall to work with. So, when it comes down to that interior defense, I'm going to put this to a 64. I actually have this somewhere around the same range on my main build, and it's going to be working out perfect. Perimeter defense, 86. That steal, go ahead and put it to an 82. And then, when it comes down to that block, you can go ahead and try to max it out if you want to, but I feel like 85 is going to be perfect. And the reason why I say that is because we still have to touch our physicals. So I honestly feel like an 85 block is going to be solid on this build. Now, when it comes down to the rebounding side of things, go ahead and put that defensive rebound to an 84. You can flip-flop these when it comes down to the offensive rebound, but in my opinion, the defense is of course going to be more important in my opinion. However, if you feel like maxing it out or going ahead and put it to a 93, that's another good route to go with. Honestly, if you want to, you can even upgrade your offensive. Go ahead and put that to an 86, and the last 4 overalls is going to be used solely for the physicals. So, when it comes down to it, you can make your own adjustments on this build, taking off some of the certain stats in order to get more in certain areas. However, I feel like the way that I'm showing y'all is definitely going to be best, because as you can see, we already have a huge balance when it comes to the finishing, shooting, playmaking, and defense, and we still have not even gotten to the physicals yet. So of course, go ahead and max out that speed, acceleration, strength. I'm going to be real, we aren't too worried about that, but if you want to, you can definitely raise it. In my opinion, I feel like it's perfect where we have it, but again, it's going to be down to how you want to make your build when it comes to your own version. Now for me, I'm going to go ahead and skip it over. As you can see right here, we have an 80 to a 76 vertical. If we drop it from 80 to 76, put the rest into the stamina, and look at that. A 94 stamina, y'all. So this build gets everything you're gonna want out of it. The vertical is still pretty solid. The physicals are very nice, and everything else that goes into it definitely gonna be the best shooting guard that we're gonna be seeing all year, especially with a rare name, y'all. So what we're gonna go ahead and do from here is go ahead and check out the takeovers. Sharpshooting, then we get both lockdown takeovers, y'all. The actual lockdown as well as the rip protector, and then if you want to include a third lockdown, the glass cleaning. So I'm really glad that we do get the sharpshooting takeover on this build. Really going to be a huge help on the offense, but if you want to, you can also double up on any of the 3 defensive takeovers, y'all. I love this build specifically because of the versatility. The first takeover I'm going to hit y'all with is going to be limitless range. I actually like that they put this badge, instead of having it as a normal badge, they actually have it as a takeover only. They do have the spot up one, but it does not compare to what this takeover badge does. Second one I'm going to hit y'all with is going to be paint intimidation or even extreme clamps. And as y'all can see, when it comes down to the build name, we have made the 2-way pass first guard, the first ever of its kind. And honestly, Paul George comparison, Clyde Drexler, y'all already know that this build is definitely going to be goated, especially when you add boost, activate that takeover, and if you run with a teammate that is going to be running defensive leader or even floor general, y'all, that is easily going to be a +4 to +8 on your boost. So consider that when making this build. The 3-point and the mid-range shot are both going to be able to hit the 80s if you are adding boost. Then when it comes down to the dunking, all of these are going to be able to hit the 80s as well as even the 90s if you add boost and run with the correct teammates. But when it comes down to the defensive side, y'all, most of these stats are going to be 99 when it comes down to that block and offensive rebound, but the rest of them are going to be in the mid to high 90s. So let's just go ahead and consider this really quick. Without activating takeover, these are what your stats are going to look like. Let's go ahead and say we buy boost. That's going to be a +4 to every single category except the physicals, unless you get that gym rat. So our speed is technically going to be in the 80 once we do get that badge. So that's already +4. Let's say we're running with a teammate that has floor general, add another +4 to all of your offensive stats. Then if you're running with one that has defensive leader, add another +4 to your defensive, and you can see easily how good this kind of rare build is going to be, especially in the right hands. Now, let's go ahead and get into the badge count. The first one I'm going to hit y'all with is going to be limitless takeoff on gold, silver posterizer, and then gold unstrippable. Now, with these last 7, there's a couple of different ones that y'all can go with. If you want to unlock certain animations, definitely go ahead and put on Lob City Finisher as well as Putback Boss. If not, I would highly recommend Slithery Finisher as well in this build. That is definitely going to be a good one that anybody is going to be welcome to use, because this is definitely going to help out driving to the rim and avoiding contact in certain situations. Personally, I love it for the contact dunks that I get. So again, if you want to go ahead and put that badge on, definitely going to be worth it in my opinion. Now, when it comes down to the rest of these, if you want to change any of the stats as well as these badges that I put on, you can definitely do so. But remember, like I said, if you want to go for certain animations on this build, Putback Boss on bronze is definitely going to be one of those. Now, Fast Twitch is another badge that I would really consider, especially for the last Hall of Fame. If you want to change it up, go ahead and do so, but that's how I'm going to leave it. Now, when it comes down to the shooting, I already know that y'all are going to go based off of your own preference when it comes to this, but let me go ahead and lead y'all in the right direction at least. So first, I'm going to hit y'all with is going to be Corner Specialist on silver. Another one that I like, going to be Limitless Spot Up, and then from there, go with Silver Deadeye, Green Machine, and then Gold Lucky number 7. If you want to, you can take off Lucky number 7 and put on a different badge, but you definitely want to go ahead and put on Silver Hot Zone Hunter to keep this build 100. Now, when it comes down to the playmaking side of things, 19 badges to work with. We're getting more as we go, so I'm going to go with Hyperdrive on silver, Quick First Step. Another one that I'm really going to consider is going to be Glue Hands. I have not seen it used too much this year, but just off of the gameplay that I have been playing, I can see how effective this badge will be. Now, another one y'all want to consider is going to be Triple Threat Juke. You can even really go ahead and put on Special Delivery on gold. That's going to be a huge help, but do not forget about Handles for Days, at least on silver, y'all. The rest of the way, it's going to be based on your own preference. A lot of people are saying that you need Bullet Passer this year, whether it comes to current or next gen. Me personally, I have not used this badge yet, so I'm going to go ahead and say that is going to be optional unless you're going to be running in the stage. You definitely want to go ahead and put that on. You want to be able to get passes off as quick as possible. In my opinion, if you want to go ahead and play the danger route, the more risky one, go ahead and leave it off. But if not, I would highly recommend putting it on. Now remember, you can also put that badge on and still put on special delivery. It really just comes down to how you want to go about your setup. Another one that I like is also going to be silver downhill, but you necessarily do not need it. Post playmaker, that's going to be a huge badge to get a shooting boost for your teammates. In my opinion, I think it's worth it, but if not, I would go with that and then go ahead and put on needle threader on bronze, as well as bronze bailout or even bullet passer. Both of these are going to be really solid. There's a couple different ways that you can go about it when it comes down to these setups, but as long as I'm showing y'all what you can do, all of these are going to be a very nice way to go about it. And also just remember, if you're coming on next gen, you're going to be able to switch up your badge blends anytime you want. It does not matter. It's not like current gen to where you have to actually unlock the next attribute upgrade in order to change your badge count. That's actually something really cool when it comes down to the next gen. I feel like they should have added that on current gen. Let me go ahead and know what y'all think about it below. But now let's go ahead and get into the defense, y'all. 32 badges to work with. The first one that I'm going to consider going to be gold ankle braces. Of course, you want to go ahead and put on gold intimidator as well. Rebound chaser, cannot forget about that. And then I'm going to go with gold menace as well as rim protector. Now, clamps, going to be on gold as well. Interceptor, really going to be optional, but I would really consider at least putting it on bronze or silver. Now, I wanted to go ahead and put on Pogo Stick on Hall of Fame. You do not need to do it. That's more of a luxury badge. So if you want to, I would really consider changing one of the setups to a silver badge. If not, go ahead and go with a different badge or even spread the wealth when it comes down to it. A couple of different ways that I would go about it is really to consider any tier of chase down artist, ball stripper, or worm, y'all. All of these are going to be some really nice setups to go with. It's really just going to come down to what you're comfortable with and what badges you see working for yourself. Now, I know I always tell y'all this. Feel free to change any of the badges as you please. As long as I can lead you in the right direction, that is all I can ask. But when it comes down to these last 5 badges, I just want y'all to know, go put them on to something that you feel comfortable with. Badges that unlock certain animations are going to be chase down artists. You can even say that pick dodger is going to be one as well, but definitely rebound chaser and worms. Going to unlock those animations to get around and get the rebounds. So really take into consideration what badges you are putting on, because they're going to be ones that do not unlock animations. And I'm going to be real with y'all. The more animations you unlock for your player, the better. And this is something like of the final setup that I would go with. I'm really glad that y'all watched it until the end. I truly appreciate y'all, man. I got another video dropping for y'all later today, so I would appreciate it, man, if y'all went ahead and hit that like button. Let's go ahead and get 50 likes on this banger. But, man, y'all already know what y'all need to do. Be sure to hit that sub button if you're new. Do not forget to turn on post notifications if you're trying to join the Rich Gang family. Go ahead and share this video with your family and friends. And last but not least, I got one last thing to say. Thank God and Rich out.